The concept of fate is rarely a cosmic design of benevolent intent. It is a meticulously calibrated, high-pressure engine of predestination that feeds on the autonomy of the living. And in Fated Fury, the searing, atmospheric, and lethally paced inaugural movement of Orlando A. Sanchez's Fate of the Darkmages saga, the archetype of the Darkmage is deconstructed into a cold, tactical instrument of existential warfare. Sanchez, the ruthless cartographer of this shadow-drenched, mana-corroded, and reality-warping odyssey, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and soul-searing masterpiece that treats the practice of dark magic not as a forbidden art, but as a systematic, reality-anchoring necessity. This isn't a story of whimsical starlit spellcasting. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a realm where the arcane ley lines themselves have a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for agency and the absolute, unchecked malice of an ancient, fate-bound entity that views mortal choice as a contaminant to its ecosystem, and the terrifying truth that when you walk the path of the Dark Mage, you don't just wield power, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Sanchez hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised sorcerer, forced to defend their soul against a series of supernatural invasions, finds themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own unrefined power to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the fate stitching, a state of hyper-rational, magic-infused perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their mage-aligned magic. As they traverse the oppressive, smoke-choked lanes of the capital and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated ruins of the realm's borderlands, they realize that their practice is not merely an academic assessment. It is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the Fate Keepers, entities that hunt those who dare to master the magic that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the kingdom's most skilled truth seekers quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match, as they discover that the entire arcane structure has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical improvised spellweaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the Fate Weaver's relentless physics-enforcing machinery. Sanchez's writing style is unapologetically clinical, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of mage arcane jargon, sharp, cynical intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. He builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical grimoires, deciphering forbidden, fate-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation, with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the Fate Weaver's truth-guarding enforcers. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the city's secret mana-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Fated Fury an exceptional entry in the modern dark fantasy canon is Sanchez's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven sorcerer whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset, rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, fate-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the fate danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the Weaver's relentless physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and arcane imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable